So take a look up there.
We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Ambassadors Theater Company Play Development Lab number 45. Welcome. We have a great lineup of work in progress and some new people. My name is David Adam Gill. I am the Artistic Director for New Ambassadors, but I am not the host tonight. The host tonight is the wonderful Maile Binion, board member and actor in the company. And you will see her in Blurring Boundaries, which she will talk about shortly. But Maile, take it away. Thank you so much for hosting tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, David just said, I'm Maile. I'm a company member and board member of New Ambassadors, and this is Lab 45. For those of you, For those of you who are new here, this is our lab series, which is a reading series for new and in-process works. It's all for play development and for playwrights, but it also gives actors some really wonderful opportunities to play. For those of you who are new to New Ambassadors completely, we are a 501c3 company, which means that anything you donate to us is tax deductible and any little bit helps. So if you want to donate, we will have links on both Zoom and YouTube. All of our YouTube links will be in the event description, and I will remind you guys throughout the night, but it's just an easier place for everyone to find them. So we have three wonderful playwrights tonight, but before that, I was told that we have a lot of people who are new to our labs tonight. So please raise your hands, everyone who is new to our lab. Welcome. It's going to be an incredible night. We have some incredible new actors who are all new to the company, and everyone on Zoom and on YouTube should welcome them. I'm thrilled. I just want to go over a couple quick things because one of the things we are raising money for right now is Blurring Boundaries, which David mentioned, sorry. And it is 6 new short works that were filmed live in a theater and will be streamed online starting next Friday. They are from 6 incredible company playwrights, including David Adam Gill, David Michael Kirby, John Pena Griswold, Aaron Mohan, Evan Edwards, and Amanda Hanna. And we are very excited. The Eventbrite link for Blurring Boundaries will also be in the YouTube description. And you can also find it on our website, on Facebook. And if you want even more information, including about Blurring Boundaries, you can also subscribe to our newsletter. Our newsletter comes out every other week, and we have a ton of information about participating in labs for playwrights, actors, and all of the good things coming up. So please subscribe to it. We're excited. I think that is it for now. I will let you guys know the order for tonight. We have Corrector by Max Gill first. And then we have 2 other playwrights tonight, Laura MacLEAN and Kayla Friend. And so for those of you who are new, I just want to go over a little bit about what we do after each play. So we will read each of the works, and then we go through a bit of a discussion after. The feedback usually consists of a few things. The first thing we like to do is called popcorn moments, which are moments that really stood out to you, things that you'll remember, things that you want to see more of. Then we'll ask for questions, things that might have had a disconnect or things you have questions about after watching it. Then we'll also ask for anything you want to see develop more. So if there is a relationship or a character or something in the work that you are just dying to hear more about, we want to know about that. And also sometimes the playwrights will we'll give them a moment at the beginning, and if they're looking for something specific out of this reading, they will tell you that too. So you can help them out and answer what they're looking for specifically to get out of this. All right, I think that is it. We are ready for the first one. So I will call on Max Gill, and he will introduce his cast.
Yes, thank you, Maile. So my cast will be Guillermo will be playing the refugee. Priyanka Krishnan will be playing the character known as the Corrector, and Julia Botero will be doing stage directions. And I just want to say this is a self-contained short piece, and I'm open to any and all comments at the end. Thank you. Let's take it away.
Corrector, a short play by Maximilian Gill. The basement of a cafe. Midnight. Corrector paces, checks their phone. Knock on the door. They tap a button on their phone and put it in a pocket. They go to the door. Refugee enters, agitated.
Find me, okay?
Too many people in this area.
Anybody follow you?
No. Where does that door go?
A smaller room, my workspace.
No other exit?
Just the one.
How do I go out if someone followed me?
You said nobody did.
I don't like this place.
And leave.
You be careful with me.
I need to.
Refugee circles Corrector menacingly.
You know about my country?
I know your nation is in the midst of a civil war of apocalyptic proportions.
I was a soldier in that war.
Did you commit any atrocities I should know about?
I won't talk about it.
Well, based on what we're told, your countrymen are a danger and a violent menace who will likely destroy themselves.
Yes. That's me.
Then I do need to be careful.
It is true you don't want money?
Where'd you hear that?
At the camp.
And you believe it?
Is it true?
Well, if it is, shouldn't there be a long line of refugees waiting outside my door?
Refugee goes to exit.
Wait!
Refugee stops.
I can't pay you.
Nothing.
Just to get here, I used all my money. And I had to kill.
How much of each?
Just enough.
I don't ask for money.
And what do you want from me? What do you want me to do?
What are you good at?
You want me to steal? Or kill? Or go into the other room with you?
Let's make sure the terms are perfectly clear.
What do I have to do?
You need to know what I'm offering.
I know.
You sure?
You will take me over the border.
I'm not a shepherd.
And what good are you to me?
Where do you think you want to go?
The country on the other side.
What will you do over there?
I will find out.
That's a viable plan.
What else do I have?
Well, you can pay quite a bit to get across, but once there, you will end up in another camp.
That's not what the other shepherds say.
Oh, I'm sure they make many promises.
They lie?
Shepherd. It's an interesting word. You know, maybe in your country you still have men smoking pipes and herding sheep across rolling hills.
I lived in a city.
I'm saying shepherd is a euphemism.
I don't understand euphemism.
Well, you don't understand shepherds either.
I will not be in another camp.
Then you don't want to get across.
What else can I do?
You can stay here.
Where?
In this country.
In the camp?
Of course not.
Then where?
Anywhere you like.
No, not possible.
It could be.
I have no papers.
Papers can be arranged.
They don't give papers to people from my country.
Not anymore.
Refugee seems to consider something, then pushes Corrector against the wall and puts a knife to their throat.
Be honest with me.
I am absolutely honest.
You will not tell me what you want. And you offer something you cannot give.
Just put that away so we can talk.
Refugee backs off.
You can be here, fully legal, with papers, with a job in a safe part of the country.
That's too much.
This is the minimum that a human being should expect.
I am not allowed any of that in your country.
Why?
They know where I'm from.
What if nobody could tell?
How?
What marks you?
I don't understand.
This.
Corrector grabs refugee's arm.
This skin color. Is that it?
Refugee removes corrector's hand violently.
Is it your voice, your manner of walking, the way you move your head in such a way that I can't tell whether you're nodding or shaking it?
It is everything.
I'm not a shepherd. I'm a corrector.
What does that mean?
I correct you.
I am not wrong.
Well, you are if you want to be here.
Explain.
People like me correct you so you can be here permanently.
I can't hide.
You can if I help you.
How?
Use a form of gene therapy.
Surgery.
A series of drugs.
No, I will not take anything.
They will correct you.
And then what?
They will change your skin color and alter your facial features so you look more like us.
All on the outside?
Yeah. Inside too. After genetic modification, we proceed with a regimen to adjust your brain chemistry.
What does it do?
Correct your voice to remove your accent. Give you a better command over our language. You will even think like we do.
Is it legal?
Not even close. But it is effective.
I will be like you.
It is not reversible. Who you are now, you won't be that ever again.
To be here, I cannot be who I am.
Listen to me. You will forget.
What?
It's a side effect. Slowly but methodically, you will forget your mother tongue, the smells of your own country, the way the air feels on a summer morning.
Forget those things?
The person you are will be gone. But you'll fit in very well. Your heart will swell when you listen to our national anthem, and you will seethe with anger at the thought that anyone might burn our flag, because it will be your flag, and you will love it, genuinely.
I won't be who I am anymore.
Now you know why there is no line of refugees outside my door.
I can't forget everything.
Already left it behind.
Because I had to.
Well, you can just go back to where you came from.
The war is killing everybody.
You decide.
When do you begin?
I will administer the protocol in my workroom. It will take all night and will be followed by a long period of recovery. But you'll soon feel the effects.
There are other correctors?
Yes, but none half as charming.
I can't decide now.
I won't risk your coming here again.
I can't lose who I am.
What is so great that you can't lose it?
To me, it's everything.
Is any aspect of your heritage more special than anyone else's heritage?
It's special to me.
What exactly?
I won't tell you.
Prove it.
You will never have to hide who you are. You will never have to speak your own language only in a whisper or have some name that is not yours.
Well, the way this world is going, let's not be so sure.
It is not the same for you.
What are you most afraid of losing?
I don't want to lose anything.
But right now, choose something.
It is all something to me.
At this moment, what is a painful thing for you to forget?
A song.
What kind of song?
A song, kind of a song. A song of my people. My mother sang to me when I was very little.
Sing it for me.
I can't sing.
Doesn't matter.
I won't give it to you.
Well, if losing it is so terrible to you, show me.
People laugh at our music. It is ugly to them.
But to you, it is important. Show me what that is.
I can't remember the words.
Just sing. That's it?
What do you do? What do you do?
I recorded you.
What is this?
Just relax.
You will turn me in.
No.
Give me the phone.
Let me explain.
Refugee takes out the knife and attacks Corrector. They scuffle. Refugee is not a good fighter. Corrector disarms them and gets them on the ground. Corrector holds up the knife.
A soldier would be better with this. But you weren't a soldier, were you?
Refugee stands up.
I made bread in a bread shop.
Seemed you never killed anybody.
You could be my first.
You claim a violent stereotype for the sake of defense. Clever. Now, listen.
Refugee grabs the phone from the Corrector's hand. Refugee holds it as if it was to smash it against the wall.
No, don't!
Tell me why, or I break it.
I have a lot of voices filled in there. Some people give me recipes for delicately spiced dishes that they used to cook in their home country. Others tell me stories that they first learned from their grandmothers. A few videos demonstrate dances. One man told me 5 words in your language that have no equivalent in mine. My favorite is one that describes a specific pang of regret at the moment when one recognizes that something lost can never be recovered. From you, I have a song.
I don't understand.
It's true, you'll forget who you are. But you won't be forgotten. I'll keep you here.
Why?
I'm a corrector. Because something in this world is very wrong.
Refugee hands the phone back to Corrector.
That's all I wanted from you. You've paid. Do you want what you've paid for?
After I forget, can I come back here and listen to my song?
I hope you will. still can't tell if that's a yes or a no.
It has to be yes.
End scene.
Oh.
Wow, I was so distracted I forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you, Priyanka. Great actors, great piece. Thank you so much. Before we get into feedback, I forgot to encourage this before we started. I was so excited to get started. I missed a couple things. So we encourage everyone on the Zoom to use the Zoom chat. Anytime you have a popcorn moment or something sticks out to you and you're dying to comment on it, please, please use the Zoom chat. We love it. We save it for the writers, and sometimes some of the most helpful things get shown in the Zoom chat. And likewise, to everyone watching on YouTube, we encourage you to flood the YouTube with comments. We love to see it all, and we love participation. All right, Max, you said this was standalone and you were not looking for anything in particular, correct? Okay, great. So let's start with popcorn moments. You guys can raise your hand and I will just pick on you as I see you. And if I'm missing someone's, feel free to correct me. I'll start with one. Oh wait, okay. Yes, you go first, David.
I really just, I didn't expect to feel the range of emotions that I felt while watching this. Priyanka, the corrector, is incredibly charming and ultimately terrifying. And I still don't know how I feel about her. You know, taking somebody's identity in a way to make their life better, but at the same time, I'm still processing all this. Popcorn moments was when she talked about none as charming as me, because nobody's as charming as Priyanka. You had a fantastic cast, and Guillermo, just beautiful emotional work. Yeah. So your actors were definitely a popcorn moment for me. I found myself as a writer just trying to figure out what was the catalyst for all of this, and you don't have to answer that now. You can talk about that later, but. Yeah, I'm really intrigued, and I can't wait to actually go back and watch it again. You know, sometimes when you know where something is going, you can see things earlier on that you don't necessarily get the first time you watch it. And yeah.
I completely agree with you. Yes, I was gonna say my popcorn moment was the bit of the shift, and I still don't know how I feel about Priyanka's character, the corrector, but that was a very interesting shift when she explained why she kept everything on the phone and that she still does keep it so they're not forgotten. I thought it was a very beautiful moment. And I mean, you're dealing with a lot of deep topics throughout the whole thing, but that was something that really stood out to me.
The other thing that, you know, when you talked about that, you reminded me the thought that I had was that she's not only the corrector, she's the collector.
Woohoo!
Collecting these moments and these memories from the people. And I thought that was... You know, what's her motive in doing that? I found myself wondering that, and that's something I think that could probably be debated for a while.
Yes. I'm just going to read this out so you can see it, Max, because I don't know if you saw it, and it was from Kayla, and she said, "What inspired you to write this?" And you don't have to answer, but just so you can see that was something that was prompted, and so you don't miss it. All right. Any other popcorn moments? Yes, Laura.
Hi. Yes, I'm going to second that. You know, I started to feel like I don't feel like she is an angel. I feel like what's in it for her? What is it power that she has the power to turn somebody into to someone who's her race so that they'll be accepted in that community? So is she good or evil? And I found myself disliking her. So it was a twist when she said that she would record and collect, and it makes me think there's an ulterior motive. I don't trust her. And what hit me popcorn moment wise was I could feel this frustration, the desperation in this man who's trying to immigrate to a safer country, especially with Afghanistan right on top of us and all of that news and all of those things we've seen. just the raw emotion of wanting to retain his memories, the song and memories of his country, and to be able to retain that as a part of him. I felt so much empathy for him. So it's interesting because I just felt myself resisting the corrector, and even the name, the corrector, is almost Nazi-like, and that unsettled me. But that's, you know, in a good way. It makes you think. It makes you think, because it seems to be something that we do as humans. You know, be like us, accept our gods, and maybe we'll let you stay. So
I completely agree. So for anyone who's on YouTube and wants to fill out their own popcorn moments or their own feedback, just a reminder again, we have a Google feedback form. It is available on YouTube in the event description when you click on the YouTube video. And so you guys can give us feedback at home. Also, for anyone who doesn't feel comfortable speaking up live on Zoom, or if we run out of time, please use that forum. The writers really do love it. It is very helpful for everyone. I think we have a few. Yes, we have a few more minutes, so I'm gonna move on to any questions people had, anything that was confusing. John, yes.
Yeah, I felt all along I was thinking the corrector is very, very creepy, but when she talked about why she was keeping everything, the pause it gave me was she herself corrected at some point? And so what she has on her phone is not only a collection of these people that she has corrected, but maybe on that phone is somewhere is something that she had recorded at some point. And this is so rich and with just material to mine, and so complex. It was really gripping and riveting, Max. It's a beautiful job. And Priyanka and Guillermo, you two together in this was absolute magic. It was really wonderful.
Thank you, John. Lois, I see you with your hand up.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I couldn't take sides because it sucked me in. So at first I thought Priyanka, you know, I didn't like her, but at the end it was so deeply ambiguous. It was so much about survival and identity. I started to think, what about the things that I think that people need to give up for survival? And then I thought, well, how much might it be connected to their identity and to their deep sense of self, you know, like the vaccination thing, or, you know, or like people's religious things when they come into this country, or what I particularly think of as like Native Americans and education, or just all the things that we think people need to do to survive better. And I want, you know, and I thought, is it about survival? And how complicit am I? And there's so many implications to this that by the end, I couldn't take sides. And it was just heartbreaking. I loved it.
Yes, Julia. Thank you, Lois.
I just wanted to say that I really found the corrector as the ultimate form of assimilation, which, you know, coming from immigrant parents, you see, like, you don't know because you're a child, but as you grow older, you look and you can understand how they've had to assimilate in order to be accepted. And it was one of those things that I thought, wow, this person is offering you freedom, you know, but with the ultimate form of assimilation. And how much are they willing to pay for that assimilation? And ultimately, I think there's that price of like, what are we willing to pay to get that freedom? But at the same time, what are we willing to give up? Which so many people already do every single day to assimilate to whatever country they go into that's not their own. And it's just not seen. This is an actual decision that's being made in the moment. And I thought that was so striking, because so many immigrants do that anyhow. And so many, they give up cultures, religion, their language, their traditions, there are so many things in a slower way, but this was like one decision at that moment. And I thought that was so striking to me. That was the part. And I really felt like the corrector, even though at the beginning feels like the bad guy, I love the fact that you were ambiguous at the end. I loved it. I love the fact that there was no real bad guy. You're going, this is a crappy thing to have to make somebody do, but at the same time, you're saving their life. So I really love that portion of it, that it wasn't an easy ending that way so far. So,
It was not an easy out.
yeah.
I know this is a short, so I don't know how appropriate this question is, but really quickly, we have about 5 minutes left. Is there anything that someone really wants to see developed further as the piece continues or evolves?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I need to see it again to even think in those kind of terms, because it left me unsettled, and sometimes that's a good thing to leave the theater that way, thinking.
Yeah.
But off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that you could develop further. I think you've the ambiguity that you've established here on both their parts, both of these characters, is masterful.
I agree, but I would say that despite you saying that this was a standalone short, I would love to see other stories with the corrector and see if there were more correctors, or if this was something that was an entire office. It's such an interesting concept that you can really use as a metaphor for a lot of today's issues. And so I do think it would be interesting as a further developed series, even though I know that was not your intention.
And as a writer also, in my head, I was going through all the combinations of people that would make this even more ambiguous, or even more, like, wow, like who could I put here? Whether it be gender, race, culture, I was going through that in my head. So
Sexual orientation. I mean, it's all
all of these things. Yeah.
It's so transferable.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Guillermo, again. We are running on time. But again, if anyone thinks of anything else now that we've finished, or when we move on, if you have that light bulb moment, please use the Google form. Ben will post it in Zoom for everyone who is in Zoom, our wonderful Ben Dworken and the company. And then for everyone on YouTube, it's right available in the event description. Thank you, Ben. All right.
You're welcome, Maile. And I can't wait to watch your play at Blurring Boundaries.
Oh, well, thank you. I won't take up time talking about it now, but at the end, I will go into a little more detail about what Blurring Boundaries is all about, a little bit more about the short pieces, just so you guys know what to expect and what to look forward to. But for now, we will move on to Death and Amelia by Laura MacLean. And please correct me if I'm saying your last name wrong.
MacLean.
Laura MacLean, please take over. Please introduce your cast and let us know if you are looking for anything specific.
Oh, great. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
let me see. For Amelia, I have Sky Matthews this evening. And playing Frank and the Spirit of Death, I have John Payne. Playing Lois and the Spirit of Light, I have Cam Kornman. And on stage directions, I'm playing Dr. 1. I have Nick DeSimone. And then I have Dr. 2 as Julia Botero. Yes, thank you. And Dr. 1 as John. John, I can't find what's your last name, John? Dr. 1, no, Dr. 1, Dr. 2. No, Nurse 2 is John. And then we have John Austin Williams. And then Nurse 1, I'm not sure where Nurse 1 is. Anyway, there you are, Nurse 1, Priyanka. Oh, thank you. How exciting. So what I'd like to find out, I wrote this some time ago, and then I adapted it as time went on to talk a little bit more about mass shootings and the ramifications of that and the reasoning for that, or the lack of reason for that. And since the pandemic has happened, things have shifted, and I just want to get an idea of how does this hit the audience? Is this something that is still pertinent to people? Just the idea of life and death, and the purpose of it all. You know, killing versus allowing life to live as it does. And you know, from there, I'll just let the actors start. Thank you.
Death and Amelia by Laura MacLean. Time, dawn, present day. Characters: Amelia, 7, a precocious, good-hearted girl, bright and matter-of-fact. Frank, a spirit of death, downtrodden, 40s to 50s, small-time gambler, used car salesman once upon a time. Lois, a spirit of light, in her 50s, used to drive a school bus, tough cookie, big heart. And under 5s are Nurse 1 and 2, Doctor 1 and 2. Place: Amelia's hospital room. At Rise, Amelia is tucked in the hospital bed, sleeping peacefully. Flowers and stuffed animals are seen in the shadows around the periphery of the room. A blue light plays upon her face in such a way that she is clearly living, yet very pale and fragile at the same time. A shadow, stage left, looms towards her slowly. A hooded figure emerges from the dark.
Amelia. Amelia, please wake up.
Amelia yawns and opens her eyes. She squints to focus.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
who are you?
It's okay, Amelia. I'm a friend.
How do you know my name? Why are you wearing that hood thing? It's creepy.
Ah, 2 questions at once. Easy enough. I know your name because I've been with you all your life. I've always been with you. I'm an angel, actually. And I'm wearing this hood thing. Well, it's really a big drab robe because I'm hard to see without it. No one would ever pay attention to me because they wouldn't be able to see me.
Couldn't you pick a better color, like pink?
Angels don't really think in color, Amelia. I never thought of it myself. We usually hang out in grays, black. White's a big one.
Yeah, mostly you see pictures of angels in white. Are you from New York?
What?
New York, you know, the city.
No, I'm from, well, it's hard to explain. I'm from everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, you woke me up.
I know. I'm sorry. We wouldn't get a chance to talk with other people around, you know? I was hoping we could be friends.
Do you have a cat?
No, I don't have a cat.
I have a cat. Her name's Lydia.
Lydia. Nice name. Unusual for a cat.
Well, when we first got her, she kept trying to open her food by chewing on the plastic lid we had on it. And I thought it was funny, so I wanted to call her Liddy. And Mom said that could be her nickname.
Uh-huh.
But the proper name for someone with the nickname Liddy is Lydia.
Oh.
So when we're being serious, we call her Lydia. And when we're being silly, we call her Liddy.
Well, that works out.
She's a rescue cat.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
I bet she likes you very much.
Yeah. I miss her.
You've been away for some time, haven't you?
Yeah. I was tired all the time. I have Kansas. It's in my blood.
I know. I know it's been tough, Amelia. Well, since you're here and I'm here a lot, maybe we could play.
Play what?
Well, you could come with me and play lots of really cool games. It'd be neat to have a little girl to play with. It gets boring and lonely for me. I'd like your company.
Yeah, but I can't run around or anything. The doctors say I have to save my strength.
If you come with me, you wouldn't be tired anymore, Amelia. You'd be light as a feather, and you could fly around as fast as you want.
Come with you? Where?
Well, it's hard to explain. It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Where you're from?
That's right.
But that's weird.
Well,
I'm right here.
well, yes.
How can I be here and nowhere? You're silly.
I can be. Why don't you try it? See what it's like to come with me for a while. We'll play for a little bit and then you can come back.
What if they see my bed's empty?
We can actually play right here and no one will notice.
How?
Well, it's kind of like thought playing.
Thought playing? Huh? I don't get it.
Yes, you know when you're playing and you make up stories to make it more interesting?
Yeah,
Well, that's called using your imagination.
I know about imagination. Yeah,
Well, I can make it so that we can imagine together in our game, like a video. And it's real, but it's all happening in your mind. So your body hasn't moved at
wow, like you're dreaming.
all. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, yes.
Can I bring my purple elephant and Doc McStuffins?
Well, I don't know if we even need them at this point.
Oh, you like them? They're fun. They're over there on the dresser.
Oh, sure, you can bring them. Just close your eyes and picture them in your head, and they will come right along with us.
Really?
Try it, close your eyes.
Okay.
And we'll play in our own video game.
Okay.
Lights dim low with a blue cast.
I'm cold.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, it does get cold, but you get used to it.
What's that smell? Like stale something? Like our cellar.
Oh, that'll go away. Now, don't you feel lighter already?
Where's Doc McStuffins? I wanted her to come too.
Well, just picture her. Really try, and she will be right here.
I want to go back.
Oh, Amelia, please stay. Children always try to leave. I have no friends to play with. Please keep me company. And then later you can go back.
Spooky here. I feel better though. Maybe I can go home. Can't you come home with me to Connecticut? It's better there. I have friends who will play with you. we'll all play and you can come and you can stay in my treehouse. You can meet Liddy.
I can't come to Connecticut, Amelia. I came here to take you with me.
But I like it better playing at my house. Come on, you will too.
Amelia, you don't feel sick anymore, do you?
No,
I did that.
I don't like this game. You're too serious.
How would you like to stay here, Amelia, with me?
But you said I could go back.
But don't you feel better, honey?
I don't care. We're not even really playing. And McStuffin still isn't here.
Well, it takes a little while to get the hang of it. You'll see Doc McStuffins.
I don't like you. You're bossy, and I don't want to play with you.
Stay, Amelia. Please. I've always liked you. We can be friends, and
But I want to see Lydia. I don't want to leave her.
you can always see Lydia. You can visit her whenever you want. You would be an angel too, like me. And you could even wear a pink hood if you wanted. If you stay, you can meet some of my angel friends.
No.
Listen, kid, I've got a quota to fill. You've come this far now, come on.
A warm light comes up around Amelia's bed. She retreats into a slumber.
Frank!
What?
Really, Frank? Really? A 7-year-old?
Hey, where's Amelia? Where did she go?
Stage right, a pink hooded figure steps into view on the other side of Amelia's bed.
She's indisposed at the moment.
Removes his hood.
Who the hell are you?
I was one of her lives. Now that I've moved over to the spirit side, I'm her guide. And in life number 8, maybe 9, I was your LOIS.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Why you think you like this one so much, Frank? Every life leaves an imprint on the soul. There's a lot of me in this little girl.
Yeah. What number was your imprint?
14.
Ah, the basics, huh?
Can't get by without him.
Yep.
She's a tough cookie, Frank.
Yes, I know that because I've been watching her for several months. Damn it, Lois. Look, it's nice to see you, but this is business, all right? I need one more little kid to fill my quota.
But you're not getting this one. Amelia has lived 37 lives. She's got a lot to do this time around. She is streamlined.
Ah, shit.
She's going to go beat leukemia, and she will go on to lead the team of doctors that discover the vaccine against it. In 2053, a whole collective of souls has been working on this disease, and they found a way to mutate one tiny gene.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You've got your little plan all lined up.
And bullshit! You need another little kid. All you do is go after children and old people.
Kids bring in a bigger cut.
Because they're easier.
No, because they're pure. Listen, I don't need to hear this right now, Lois.
What, they got you on a straight commission?
Yes.
You haven't changed, Frank.
Okay, but I've been doing good this time around.
I'm sure you have.
Streamlined.
But it's never enough with you. You don't look at the big picture.
Oh, yeah. What picture is that? Everything's wonderful, and we all love each other, hold hands, and sing every morning and have no bills to pay.
Angels have their differences, you know that. But yeah, generally, there's teamwork all around. And when there's divine teamwork, my friend, there are no bills.
Ha! You wait. Just you wait until someone decides to start taxing you on something up there. It never fails. It'll happen. We've got a whole taxation system.
We don't need taxes, Frank. We have trust. Our whole foundation is based on trust. Our work is about a higher purpose than taxes.
Yeah, well, our work is based on facts and numbers. People die, we collect. There's something to be said for a calculable system, you know.
If that's how you choose to spend your time.
Just this one. Hello? For old time's sake. She's pretty sick, the poor kid.
Are we really having this conversation right now? You think for 1 minute you're going to get past me on this?
Yes. Yes, I do. Look, I know you like your miracles, but this kid has had it. Her breathing capacity is toast. It has been a matter of time, Lois. And the time is now.
Frank and Lois stay rooted to their sides of the stage, bent toward each other.
You wouldn't know a miracle if it hit you over the head, Frank. This one's mine. You got to get through me to get to Amelia.
Suddenly, a machine beeps frenetically, and nurses and doctors come running in from stage left and stage right. There's a cacophony of orders, nurses moving tubes, and one does compressions on Amelia. Another adjusts the knobs of the heart monitor machine and checks the tubing and IV drip.
Her pressure's dropping.
I was just here. She was fine.
We're losing her.
Something's obstructing her airway.
Nurse reaches around Amelia's face and turns her to her side, opening her mouth.
Defib, we need the defib.
They're coming now. Dr. Tu is seen racing in with the defibrillator and orderly pushing the cart.
We're here.
No, nice of you to drop by.
Dr. One hurriedly places the paddles on Amelia while the nurses adjust her hospital gown. Ready. Clear.
Again.
Move that over.
Clear.
Come on, baby. Come on, honey bear.
Lois holds a stance at the foot of the bed with her right arm outstretched, reaching toward Amelia and her left held up toward Frank. She trembles with the effort as a bright light streams from her right hand toward the unconscious child and her left hand toward Frank. Frank, bending forward, sends a stream of purple light toward Lois, gasping with great effort as if pushing an immovable well.
I've got a pulse. She's getting color.
Oh, thank God.
She starts beeping evenly.
Oh, thank God.
Frank throws his hands up in the air and turns away from his standoff with Lois, gasping for air and leaning over on his knees. Lois staggers back, winded, wiping sweat off her brow. The team continues to move around Amelia, checking her vitals and adjusting the machines around her. Amelia has woken and points to her McStuffins doll, which a nurse retrieves for her.
Great. This is really going to mess up my schedule. I've spent a lot of time here with Amelia, and I've got twins in Bangladesh. Twins. And then I have a 94-year-old woman.
Oh, an adult. Congratulations, Frank.
Oh, very funny. But she's going to be complicated. She doesn't want to leave her husband, who's got one leg in the grave already. Oh, maybe I could get them both. You know, that happens, with couples.
Nurses exit, lights down on Amelia as Frank and Lois move downstage center.
You know, when we passed Frank, we had choices.
Yeah, I was there. I know.
You're too smart for this.
There's a need for what I do too,
But haven't you seen enough of this side? You guys can be rash. You don't always think things out.
Well, it's true. Some of us get caught up in the numbers.
ISIS bombings, shooting in schools, shopping malls, and churches. It's senseless.
Hey, we didn't plan that. There's a moral upheaval here. We've nothing to do.
But you don't always have to show up, do you?
It's a total vortex of violence in those cases. We have no choice, Lo. We're pulled right in to collect. Mass casualties like that are senseless for everyone. Most of these souls aren't ready to move over. They need to be processed right away and sent back. Myself and some of my team have had to put in a lot of overtime, and then no one makes their quota.
Frank, does it really count who's counting at that point?
It's very important. Look, we put an end to a lot when we step in. Suffering, anguish of the confused souls, and the heartbroken. Accidents are the worst. Kids are tough, but sometimes, oftentimes, it's for the best.
Frank, listen. You're stuck in an assembly line, just recycling souls. There's no moving up the ladder. But you always had a good heart. We could use a guy like you. You're quick-witted, resourceful. I could talk to him for you. See if we could get you a spot as a junior spirit.
Of what? Of light? Spirit of light?
I could show you the ropes, Frank. I think you'd be happier, feel more purposeful.
Lo.
Not just counting numbers and thinking about commission. You know.
I can't, Lo. It's still the fast lane for me. It's the thrill, the conquest. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Frank backing upstage slowly, somewhat reluctant to go.
Well, I've got the twins. It's time for them. Takes a little while to get over there, and I've got a job to do. Listen,
Frank
good
turns
luck
to
with the
go,
vaccine.
stops and turns back around.
Listen, good luck with the vaccine.
Thanks, Frank.
Frank exits stage, left. Lois sits in a chair up by Amelia. She waves her sleeve over the girl's face, smoothing her hair. A soft glow remains around Amelia's bed. She sleeps peacefully. Curtain.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. I'm going to check on, okay. We have about 6 minutes and I'll probably let us go a little bit over. Thank you all so much. Also, Cam, I'm sorry I called you your character name earlier. You were not Lois, you were Cam. Thank you all actors, you were all incredible. And thank you, Laura. So before we get into popcorn moments, I just want to remind you guys what Laura said. This was written pre-COVID, and so it's meant to be more a positive triumph of life over death. And I think she was, we'll finish. Wait, sorry, I didn't realize I was talking over you.
No, yes, you weren't.
Okay, okay, but yeah, so was this a little too heavy? Were you a bit bummed out by it, or did you still get that message now post-COVID? We'll start there if anyone wants to raise their hands. Yes, Julia.
I always don't unmute. I didn't find it too heavy. I found it really interesting, and I like the perspective of the workhorses on the other side of spirit, you know, like, and the divisions of who does what. I thought that was really fun. But I also like the idea of destiny, and that you're working with fate and destiny, and what this child's life is right now compared to what it needs to be or should be in 40 or 20 or 30 years. you know, so I find that gives a lot of hope, you know.
Great, thank you.
I completely agree. Anybody else? All right, then we're going to move on to popcorn moments. What really stood out to you, jumped out at you, a moment that you can't stop thinking about? Something very compelling. Yes, Max.
Yeah, the developing relationship between Amelia and Death was really interesting. First, it's kind of charming and cute, but then it starts taking a turn, and it just keeps you hooked throughout. It was really, really, very compelling.
Thanks, but it wasn't too like, oh no, it wasn't too heavy.
It wasn't heavy. I mean, it was like, oh no, come on, what's going on? You know, it was suspenseful, but I wouldn't call it heavy.
Great, thanks.
I would second that. I think it's timed perfectly. So right at the moment where it really starts kind of hitting you hard, there's that nice balance of comedic relief as soon as Lois shows up.
Great.
So I thought it was really well balanced between the two and allowed you to really play on the topic of life and death in a nice way without being too depressing.
Okay, thanks. Great, good.
And I thought the dialogue, you know, going off of what I saw in the chat by somebody who wrote, I do believe the dialogue was, it seems very realistic, the way that you've written the dialogue and the way the conversation builds when you actually talk to a child. It felt very realistic. It felt very, very natural.
Oh, great. Good, thanks. Good.
Definitely. All right. So now any questions you might have had while watching? No? Okay. Well, then we're going to go on to things you would like to see developed more. Characters, relationships, parts of the story, anything like that.
I guess my question was this is this only a scene of a larger work, or is this all encompassing?
This is it. This is it. Yeah. And I'd like to involve this in you know, a night of plays. It's just something to spark people's thoughts. It's you know, I don't see it developing into anything more than what it is.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to just put another sidebar. I loved the differences between the Angel of Light and the Angel of Death, and the almost capitalist death process and how they do it. It was just hilarious and relatable, and I thought it was just a very fun play. So are there any other last minute just comments people want to make about the work, thoughts they had?
I guess my only question would be, as an audience member, I'm intrigued at exactly what Maile said, like the bureaucracy of death and light.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of potential comedic moments there that I'm like, you know, getting into the technicalities of like, how much do you get for a kid versus an older person? You know, like, what does the quota mean? Like, all of those things I think are like little mines of gold that, you know, almost seem ridiculous, but if we look at that, like, we don't know what the other side looks like. So I thought there was potentially a lot of really, like, maybe some of those moments could be mined a little bit more, you know, and a little more specific, but I thought could be really hilarious. And I kind of wanted a little bit more interaction between Amelia and Lois. I would have liked a little bit of that, but it's, you know, very much the relationships though between light and death were very fun.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, Julia, because I've had this presented live as a reading, and I've heard that before, that the audience wanted to hear more from the little girl. She basically passes out, and then, you know, she survives, but she's kind of, you know, sleeping for the rest of it. And I've heard that people have said, I want her to interact. So I'm juggling with the idea of, does she wake up and start talking to the spirit of light and then the spirit of death, and she's in between the two of them? That would be a completely different play. So I'm just wondering, should I explore that? We want to hear more from the little girl? I don't know.
Well, I mean, because Skylar was amazing. Skylar,
yes,
you did a great job.
So great.
So, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you joined us. You did a wonderful job, Skylar.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Just to answer your question, Laura, as a writer, I don't think you can ever write too much when you're exploring the world and the characters, you know, and then maybe you can pick and choose from that. And, you know, as writers, we know sometimes we have to kill our darlings. Yeah. But I think you have a wealth of material here and concepts to play with that it might be worth just doing a little spin-off, so to speak.
I agree.
See what shows up.
Yeah, I could see this as a 2-act play and a major tug of war between light and death. And then Amelia makes a decision, you know, like I could see, but I think it would be so fun to see light and death go at it. Like, and from all the bureaucratic standards, standpoints of like, who deserves, who's going to get a promotion. Like, I mean,
yeah, well, not for any of us to tell you what to do, but I think
no, of course not. I'm just saying those were the impressions I was getting. I thought it was
of
so
course.
fun.
I think it's just a testament to the world you build. You did some great world building. There's just a real depth to this universe that's very interesting. We are running over time.
Thank you.
So I just want to encourage everyone on Zoom to please use the feedback form. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone else, for your feedback. But yes, please, everyone else, please use the feedback form. Everyone on YouTube, go into that event description and use that feedback form for our wonderful playwright. Thank you again, Laura. Thank you, actors. You were all incredible.
Actors. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We are about to move on. So our next play is Unsung by Kayla. I feel like I'm about to butcher your last name.
It's okay. It's just Hernandez friend.
Hernandez friend. I wasn't going to butcher it. Okay. Kayla Hernandez friend. It's called Unsung. And I'm about to let them take over now, but we are going to have a couple minutes of teching, so please stay with us. It'll be over quickly, and then we will introduce exactly what they are looking for, and we will introduce the cast.
Yeah, so we are we're doing something new, and we're sharing sound and sharing some images as well through this. So just bear with us for a second. We just need to get the format right. But while we do that, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about it. So hi, my name is Kayla Hernandez friend. I use she, her pronouns. I am the writer of Unsung, which is a new musical. So I am presenting just a few book pages from the overall piece tonight. So I wanted to actually start out before we do our tech stuff by introducing my cast briefly. So if they could just turn on their cameras and state their name and who they're playing. I want to start with Leslie, and then we'll just go around and get everybody. Oh, Leslie, you're muted.
Got it. I saw the little red dash. Hi, I'm Leslie Atkinson, and I'm playing DINAH Gonzalez Metzger.
Hey, my name is Priyanka, and I'm going to be playing Maya.
Hi, my name is Parnia, and I'm playing AIDEN.
And I'm David Michael Kirby on stage directions. And behind the scenes, you don't see Kurt Robbins, who is going to be our technical wizard with cues. There he is.
Yeah, so what we're about to do is we're going to actually have Kurt start to, well, there we go. He's going to share his sound. So what we need to do from an admin end is you can see that obviously his screen is sort of taking up the majority of it. We're going to drag that little bar over to make the screen share smaller. So we just want to make sure that that is showing correctly on the YouTube stream and everything. And while we're sort of getting that adjusted, we want to make sure that it's that view for the hosts, because I believe that that's what's going to stream. So just making sure that that little bar is dragged over so that the screen share doesn't take up as much of the screen. Okay. So just briefly, so a bit of context for all of you for this piece. So I began writing Unsung over the pandemic. It is a small cast musical that takes place in a universe that is parallel to ours. So instead of a pandemic, the players were all given, basically the players in this universe experienced something called the crash. So instead of vaccinations, we were all given microchips as babies, where new immunizations are then uploaded from time to time in order to keep us healthy. Thanks, Bill Gates. So during the crash of 2020, our immunity microchips were wiped out by a big tech bug. And in the middle of this crisis, we find our pod here, which is where we're dropping into this scene. It is a group of 3 roommates who are struggling with the boredom and isolation of government mandated social distancing. So this scene is actually just a small snippet of their life in the crash. So I think that we are set to go on The View. I can just get a confirmation from Maile real quick.
Yes, I'm checking. I'm double checking right now. Give me one.
Sure, sure, no problem. And then as far as questions or anything for the actual feedback, as this was written over the pandemic, this is my first time hearing a lot of it out loud outside of my brain. So I always like to ask, is the dialogue natural? Do the relationships make sense to you? This is also a very different exercise from what I have been writing prior, which is like very heightened and historical work. So this is the first real stab at doing something that's more modern, and I'm pretty excited about it. So we'll just wait.
Kayla.
Yeah.
Can we have our actors turn on their cameras for a moment? I'm
just to test
YouTube,
this.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure.
Great, thank you. Yeah, we're tweaking it. I think we're both seeing 2 different things on YouTube right now, so we just want to make sure it's all set for our lovely viewers at home.
You want it to be only the 3 windows?
I think
this I see you and I see Kayla when she speaks, but I don't see everybody on the YouTube right now. So that's why I just wanted to make sure that we're going to be able to see everyone.
So let's just make sure if everybody can ensure that they are doing this side-by-side gallery view, even though Kurt is sharing his screen, and we just want to drag that bar over to make sure that it would include the hosts in order to.
So do I need to drag the bar over to make it small?
I think so, yes.
I think that's me.
Let's see if that fixes it.
I think that, so what happened was you were small and the page was big, but now I've dragged you over and you guys are big and the page is small. So I think that worked.
Amazing.
I'm new at this tech game, but I think it was up to me to do that. So I think, David, do you see it on YouTube yet?
On YouTube, I'm still only seeing 1 speaker at a time or no speakers at all.
Okay, let's give it it takes a little while to catch up, so.
Yeah, right now it's blank, and I keep seeing Kayla pop in and out.
Maybe we all need to say something first.
All technology.
Ah, yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Does it switch out between speakers?
Well, because there's a delay, I won't see that for probably a minute.
Well, I'll just remind everyone a few things about the company while we wait for a second for this delay. Okay, so just a reminder again, we are a 501c3 company. So all donations are tax deductible and help us put on more labs and more festivals and more opportunities for playwrights and actors. So please, please donate. The links are on YouTube and on Zoom, and they are also available on our website. And if you subscribe to our newsletter. So please take the time, donate. Also, if you want to find out more opportunities about our next lab, signing up for playwright slots, signing up for our actor pool, looking into our next festival, you can subscribe to our newsletter. This sounds working. You can subscribe to our newsletter as well. The links will be everywhere. How am I doing on riffing? Are we caught up?
No, see on YouTube it shows the QLab screen, and then you're small in the corner. Every time someone speaks, it changes.
Oh yeah, so that view thing is not working exactly.
So what we see on Zoom is not what we're seeing on YouTube. Or at least what I'm seeing.
Well, in the interest of time, then let's do this. Instead of sharing the screen, let's just have Kurt share sound and we'll try as much as we can to go off of sound cues. And then Leslie, you can probably just read the text.
Great. Thank you guys.
All right.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Yes, if you could just read the texts, we're still going to have the sound cues, but we're going to nix the video just in the interest of time.
Okay, and now, so you guys know, everyone is up on YouTube.
Yep.
All this, everything.
Yeah, with the screen share stop, it probably fixed.
All right, sorry about that. I was
No
really looking forward to
problem.
seeing how that worked. Maybe
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thanks,
All
Kayla.
right. Yeah, thank you all. Okay, so we are going to start. Here is a piece of Unsung.
Lights up on DINAH laying on her bed, feet propped up on the wall. Maya enters with groceries.
I come bearing sustenance, peasants. 1463 is your bill, madam. Do they announce the new season of Love is Blind or something?
Maya looks over DINAH's shoulder at her phone.
Absolutely not. What? Where is the trial lock on this thing?
I need it.
You don't need to see this shit. Calm yourself.
AIDEN enters.
What's the buzz?
Do you always sound like you're still living in the mid-90s, AIDEN?
He posted.
Who?
He, AIDEN, the he who shall not be named.
AIDEN grabs the phone from Maya.
Oh, shit. Right.
AIDEN scrolls on the phone.
It's not even a post, DINAH. It's a repost of a Jewish a cappella boy band.
Boys to Mensch. That's clever, actually.
DINAH grabs desperately at the phone.
It's the only post in months.
You really need to get a life, lady.
Please.
Oh, this crash has truly brought out the worst in all of us. Truly.
Maya grabs the phone from AIDEN and hands it back to DINAH.
Well, I'll leave you to it, I guess.
Do you think he meant for me to see this?
Do you think he meant for you to see that he reposted some random post?
Yeah?
No.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
2834 for you.
She holds up her phone to tap AIDEN's.
Hey, damn, I'm a big spender.
But seriously, what exactly do you need? Organic, vegan, non-GMO, dairy and gluten-free marshmallows anyway.
A chef never reveals their secrets.
AIDEN grabs the bag of marshmallows and a handful of other items from Maya and moves to exit. Maya sets a small bag of groceries on DINAH's dresser. DINAH begins to type.
No!
Stop. Stop.
What are you doing?
Mm-mm.
I'm just going to send something simple.
Do not.
Something like
DINAH, no.
you up.
Maya reaches again for the phone.
Or maybe something like I was thinking of you.
No
Winky
such
face.
thing.
Maya grabs the phone.
Do not text him.
Do not.
But I...
Stop right there. But you, nothing. Do not text the rabbi. He broke you, DINAH. Baroque you.
He just stopped talking to me is all.
Baroque! You.
Nobody needs a pandemic and a heartbreak. Honestly, one is enough.
Don't open the door again, DINAH. If he wanted it to work the first time, he would have found a way to make it work. Trust me, don't do it.
Maya sets the phone on Dinah's dresser.
Be strong, young Padawan.
AIDEN places their hand on Dinah's shoulder, eyes the phone, then exits. Maya moves toward the door.
Love you.
Love you.
Maya grabs the phone and puts it in her pocket.
Wait, what?
I said I love you. I didn't say I trust you. I'll be back. Ta-da.
Maya quickly shuts the door before Dinah can react. She shouts back through the door.
Be back in an hour.
Hey, you up?
She quickly deletes that. Dinah Googles the date, then Googles the Jewish calendar. She types again.
5 May.
Blackout.
That was so cool, even just with sound. I'm excited to see it again once we get technical issues figured out with video, but that was great. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, actors. And thank you to our tech help. What's his name? Kurt.
Kurt,
Thank
Kayla's
you, Kurt.
husband.
Kurt. Sorry, I lost his name for a second. Thank you, Kayla and Kurt. Thank you, actors. That was a lot of fun. So remind me again, Kayla, what you're looking for, if anything specific, before we move on to general feedback.
Yeah, so I think it could probably be wrapped up into some general, it's really just, again, about whether or not you feel like the dialogue is natural and you know, that the flow is natural, and then are the relationships established in this, you know, this little bit that you can see.
Great. Well, I'll start quickly. I thought the relationships were very well established. You could definitely feel the relationship, feel like they've been friends for years. It was one of those things where you're almost finishing each other's sentences, or you just kind of have that gut feeling you know what they're going to do before they even say it. I thought that was very well established. But I will let someone else take over. Anybody else?
Kayla, where does this, is this the first scene or?
It is not. It's scene 10, actually. So
Okay.
it's towards the end of the first act.
Okay.
Oh, yes, Laura.
You're muted.
I just felt that Dinah was overpowered by the other two, and she did everything she could with the reaction, listening to them and then reacting visually. I think it would be great if she had a few more lines to defend herself, whether she's in denial or just not wanting to hear, you know, what they had to say lovingly to her. She kind of was left at their whim. I just think they took over. That was my impression.
Great.
You are not wrong.
Okay.
Anybody else?
That's why I asked where this happens. So I actually really liked the dynamic between the three. I do agree with Laura a little, but that's because I don't know what happens before with regards to what is on her mind and what does she say before obviously she does whatever the hell she wants to do. But the dynamic, the dialogue was a lot of fun, very realistic, very playful. These people obviously know each other. And like Maile said, they react before the other one even gets to say anything, the other two reacted and said, no, no. So I like that. I thought, and with that, it was fun, it was compelling, and it moved quickly. Yeah.
All right, well, we will jump right into popcorn moments. Anything that stood out, a line, something that you found? Yes, Priyanka.
I loved the specificity of not just like 3 people in a relationship, but 3 people in a fucking COVID, I'm just going to say COVID, in like a lockdown relationship. Like there were so many it wasn't very proper, like the boundaries that were crossed, and that's the glory of it. It was so nosy, it was so like in each other's business. That's none of your bloody business, even in like an otherwise friend or roommate relationship. So that nuance is just delicious. I really like that.
That's great. Yes, David Michael Kirby.
I said I love you. I didn't say I trust you. That line popped out to me every time we read through it before going live. So that was definitely a popcorn moment for me.
Yes, that made me laugh. I also liked, and I'm not sure of the exact phrasing, something about living through a pandemic, but not also losing your heart or breaking your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Like the two things, you can handle one or the other, but not both together. I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And Boys to Mensch.
Oh my God!
That's
Hilarious.
Yes.
Luckily, I was muted for that because I literally almost laughed my computer off the table.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll be careful with this because some questions might be natural because this is the 10th scene. But were there any questions you thought for this piece of the play specifically that stood out for you that you still had at the end of it?
I guess the natural question is, what is the response going to be? What are the what are what's the outcome of this scene in terms of DINAH's character and the rabbi and the betrayal of the friends who tried to get her to act properly and do the right thing, and of course she doesn't. So that's just, you leave us there, and of course my interest is what happens next.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yes,
I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rabbi does not actually ever come into the story.
No, but the rabbi obviously has an effect on them, even though they're a character, a tertiary character that doesn't exist in person, but affects the rest of the characters.
Yes.
So that's what I'm looking at, to see what happens with this scene and the
And
text.
how it affects them.
Yes, and then the closing of the laptop. Like she didn't even like wait to see if he was going to respond. She shut it and was smiling, and I'm like, what are you smiling about, girl? You don't know if he's going to respond or not. He broke your heart.
Very true. I'm sorry. I think we stepped on you. Cam, did you have something to say?
No, it was really covered in the. Well, I guess I just like the whole flow of it. I like the feeling that this whole thing was so ongoing. I felt like I came in the middle of something, and it was just going to continue and continue and continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, really quick before we get into wrapping up, anyone have anything they want? We talked about this a bit already, but did anyone have anything they want to see further developed? They want to see more of in these relationships or in the story?
I just want to see more of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see the other scenes. Have you finished it, Kayla?
I have. It's going through rewrites right now.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay, cool.
I do have a question. Is it written for this medium, for the Zoom medium?
It's not, but it's written to be multimedia. So like all of the text messages are actually designed to be displayed. Like it's meant to be projected so that everybody can see, what they're seeing on their phones and what they're seeing on the computer screens.
Okay.
That is very interesting.
Because it except for the texting, I thought it actually worked really well, especially DINAH. Is your name Leslie? Yeah,
Yes,
Leslie moving, us seeing the room and the bed and everything, if you had that perspective for each of the women in terms of the spatial aspect of it, I thought it worked really well in Zoom. And if you can get the text to work, who knows how long we'll be behind the Zoom screen, but I thought it worked. I thought it was very effective.
Thank you. I completely agree. I thought it was a very creative use. Yeah, I could see it being multimedia, just like you said. I could see it being transferred in a few different ways. But great, thank you. For everyone who has more feedback or thinks of something later, you guys can use the feedback form. It'll be on Zoom again. And for everyone on YouTube, it is still there in the event description for you. Please go fill out the feedback. Our writers really use it. They really appreciate it. And we appreciate you taking the time to fill it out. Thank you again, Kayla and actors and everyone. Thank you so much. We have reached the end of our plays tonight. I'm gonna say a few things and then I will pass you guys back to our lovely artistic director, David. I already mentioned Blurring Boundaries a little bit earlier, but I didn't tell you guys too much about it. So I just wanted to tell a little bit more because it's coming out next Friday. So it is a collection of short works that aim to push past ephemeral norms and explore the true nature of our social contract through amplifying LGBTQ+ voices, marginalized voices, and unexpected relationships. These short works are going to be streaming live at your home from August 27th through September 12th. The Eventbrite link is on YouTube. It is also on our website, on our Facebook. You can find it on our newsletter as well. Please RSVP on Eventbrite. It is donation-based, but we use those donations to put on more works and to help our future seasons. So please, please consider donating and enjoy. And again, even if you don't feel like watching our show for some reason because you're crazy, you can just give us money anyway. We are a 501c3, so it is all tax deductible. And again, we'll have the link on our website and in Zoom and on YouTube so you guys can help us keep making art. I believe that's all I have to say, but thank you all for joining me, and I will pass you back to David.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. What excellent work tonight. Really appreciate you being here and presenting your work. And new actors, please come back.
Yes.
There's plenty of opportunity to work with us in terms of the labs. We're always looking for actors to populate our worlds. And also, after Blurring Boundaries, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We are thinking about our next short play festival, which is October Fear Fest, of doing something of the like. We're not sure if we're going to be live in a theater because of the Delta variant. So we're coming up with creative ways to kind of have hybrid festivals like Blurring Boundaries. So if you sign up for the newsletter, and Ben, could you please put that link up again? You will get information about signing up for the labs. Laura, please come back and write again. Max is one of our playwrights and he will always come back and we love him. And Kayla, of course, has been here before and we want her to come back and work on this piece maybe a little more if she needs or something else. But we are, that's the thing we do. We work with new pieces and play development, and that's our thing. We're playwright focused. And we always need actors, especially actors as good as you guys. So thanks for coming.
The next lab, I forgot. Do you want to do it?
Yes, I'm going to throw it back to Maile because my notes are somewhere else. So go.
Okay, I've got it. I just was so excited to bring David back because that I forgot. So our next lab takes place on Friday, September 10th, same time, 7:05, live on YouTube. And our featured playwrights are Eric Eichhorn, Mark Hofmaier, Nick Imperato, and Maura Kelly. So please come join us again. Yes, and for any actors who are interested in coming back, and please do, you were all fabulous. We're going to put the doodle to sign up to act in the next lab on both Zoom and on YouTube.
And yes, and Matt, Ben, if you could put it in the chat, and then you can actually just sign up now and
yeah, just do it right now before we leave.
Having to wait for a newsletter. So that's it. We are going to wave goodbye. Thank you so much again. It was a really excellent night. and I'm going to take us off of YouTube. So thank you, everyone. Goodbye, world. Goodbye,
Thank
world.
you, everyone.
And Skylar, please come back. When we need a younger actor, I'd love to use